worldwide. Every weight class. It's Lewis Heaton. Whiskey Bynum. It's the Boxing Rush Hour Show, hosted by Abraham Gonzalez. You know what you came for? Yes, indeed. This where you come to get your info. Listen up. Other shows throwing the towel. It's the Boxing Rush Hour Show. Let's go. In the ring we throw hands, octagon elbows. Analytical, critical commentary is necessary. A bevy of opinions, we heavy on the winning. This podcast is to break down the pay-per-view. For boxing purists, you'll let this man through. We rise right, surprise sight at the prize fight. Hands taped up and gloves tied tight. Ring the bell, want some, get some. Let the chips pour where they may. Work the George from.
All right. Thank you for tuning in to the Boxing Rush Hour Show. I have some exciting news. I'm thrilled to announce my partnership with BetStamp and Sign Up Expert, opening up an incredible opportunity for you to join some of my favorite sportsbooks. With the packed boxing schedule coming up, there's no better time than now to get started. Head over to my dedicated page at signupexpert.com/fightsatw to explore a selection of sportsbooks tailored to your region, each with unique offerings. If you're ready to take your sports betting to the next level and show some love for my brand, I highly recommend signing up for your next sportsbook through my Sign Up Expert link. You can easily find it in the description below. All right, Richard, thank you for joining me. Boxing Rush Hour Show, fightsatw.com. April 5th, Palms Casino. You will be going for your 13th victory against Guido Vianello, who's 13-2-1. Yeah, he is ranked number 13 in IBF. You're number 14th, according to the last ones. Big show, Las Vegas. How you feeling?
I'm super excited. I think this is amazing. This is my first time in Las Vegas, and to headline as my first fight in Las Vegas, it's incredible. I think it's an amazing card altogether, and I'm really excited because like a lot of people always talk about, oh, Richard, you're not fighting anybody, or you're not doing this, you're not doing that. I don't really think they can say anything about Guido. He's really showed and tested himself. He's fought some really good guys, and I'm excited to really throw my hand in the ring there and be able to say like I'm supposed to be here as well.
Yeah, and we're definitely going to get into that. But I want to first touch on last year, right? You have 4 fights: Isaac Gutierrez, Joey Dujecko, Brandon Moore, Donald Hainsworth. Out of all those fights, which one gave you the most experience that made you feel as though you leveled up internally with your boxing experience?
I think all those guys had something to give. Duvecko, he was a veteran. He had some really good fights. He fought some world champions. Brandon Moore was an undefeated fighter. Isaac Munoz was the number 1 guy in his country. And so I think each one was definitely like a step in progress. I think one of the most notable ones was probably just taking the O from Brandon Moore. It was kind of cool, and it was a little different because he was one of the only fighters that started like talking trash, and so being able to do that was a little bit more fulfilling. But other than that, I think each guy had their own set of skills that I needed to accomplish and overcome. And I was grateful that Top Rank gave me the opportunity.
All right. And then what was life like for you last year outside of the ring?
Life outside of the ring for me last year was inside the training center or inside another ring. You know what I mean? I think it was more so of going back and forth from one fight to another. And I kind of like that. I like staying busy. I like being active. And it was great. On top of that, I started taking dance classes. I take like salsa, I would do bachata, a couple other ones, and then I would take philosophy clubs. I would take philosophy classes, and I read a little bit. So just kind of trying to better myself inside and outside the ring. But I feel like everything I do can somehow come back to the ring and help me back there again.
Yeah, and I bring that up because the last time we spoke, it was perfecting magic. It was dance classes, like you mentioned, and starting your own garden. How has that been going? And did you pick up anything else along the way?
Man, that that garden hurt my feelings because in my backyard, like there's not a lot of wind flow, and so the garden got like a fungus on it because there wasn't enough wind in there, and that one hurt my feelings. So the peppers didn't make it, but I want to start again soon. And the magic tricks, I'm perfecting the same four. I have like four magic tricks, and they're doing really well, you know. And so I like if you meet me the first time, I have great magic tricks. You meet me the second time, they're okay. Third time, you've seen them all before like three times. So that's pretty cool. But and then the dance classes were cool. I like them a lot. We would do recitals like that was like the ballet, jazz, and stuff like that. But I started getting more into like partner work dance
Mm.
classes like salsa and bachata, and I think that kind of helps boxing a little bit more. You have to keep your distance, you have to keep your spacing, and you have to lead your partner into doing what you want them to do. And I think it kind of mimics boxing a little bit better. So I started switching over towards that a little bit more. Um, but overall, yeah, I feel like if I find something I like, I kind of stick to it, and I've been sticking to the things, you know.
And more importantly, it helps you avoid stepping on people's feet.
Yeah, of course, definitely.
All right, so first main event, Las Vegas. This is a big deal for you. How do you avoid succumbing to the pressures that come with headlining your own event? Um, there's people like you mentioned that will say, what have you really done? And your opponent that your face has got Arsenic in there, FA, Johnny Rice. So how do you avoid succumbing to the pressures of headlining?
I think there's two ways to go about it. Is you can fight the pressure and try to feel like it's not there, or you can embrace the pressure. And I think I've come at it from an aspect of embracing the pressure. Like I know it's there, I feel it, and I'm gonna use it to my advantage. And so with that being said, like a lot of these guys are like they hate it, they don't like all the eyes on them. I think this is a wonderful thing to have happen to me. You know, like pressure makes diamonds and stuff like that. And it's kind of like you have to take the good with the bad. I've always wanted the main event. I've always wanted to be talked about. I've always wanted to have eyes on me. And so with that, there has to be some pressure, and there has to be some people that are gonna be naysayers, and there has to be something else. So I would much rather be a main event guy that has guys talk about me than be a guy that no one talks about and never get a main event. You know.
Yeah, no doubt. And does your physical and or mental approach change for this fight than your approach in previous ones?
I think that this time we were able to get some different guys out here for like sparring. We were able to get some bigger guys because this guy is a taller opponent. But as far as mindset and just like physical preparation, I really do take every fight like a world championship fight, and I go into it as it's the biggest fight of my career. Because in the pros, every fight is your biggest fight of your career. You know, like and you lose one time, you give a bad performance, it could change the entire dynamic of your career. And so I don't really give a different mindset into this fight. I'm still training as hard as I can, just like I was the last camp and the camp before that and the camp before that. And I think that actually just helps me out because it is an ease on the pressures as well. Because it's not like I'm training harder for this fight because I've been training the hardest I can every single time.
Gotcha. And how does your fight on April 5th play out? And what should fans expect?
I mean, I think the fans kind of know already that whenever I come to fight, I come to fight, you know? And so I'm gonna be there, I'm gonna be throwing that leather, and you're gonna expect some fireworks. You know, we're two guys that are both Olympians, so I think it's gonna be able to show a lot more boxing ability on my side and his. And I think that we're gonna be able to give a fan favorite fight because he likes to throw, and I love to throw as well.
All right. And then lastly, what goals have you set for yourself personally and professionally for the rest of the year?
Professional goals is to remain undefeated, and professional goals is just to continue to show the world just who I am. You know, I feel like with the 12 fights and kind of my social media presence, you guys are starting to get an understanding of it. But I think that iron sharpens iron, iron sharpens iron, and being able to be in the ring with some opponents like Guido is going to really show and allow me to showcase who I am as a boxer. And on a personal level, I think it's just to learn as much as I can. You know, I'm gonna go back. I'm probably gonna take some more classes, and I'm gonna continue to read and just try to figure out this world one step at a time, you know.
All right. Well, listen, Richard, thank you for your time today. I appreciate it, and I wish you the best of luck.
I really appreciate it as well. Hey, have a good one.
Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Boxing Rush Hour Show, fightsatw.com. My guest here is junior welterweight contender Elvis Rodriguez, 29 years old, 17-1-1, 13 KOs, who is fighting Lindulfo. Um, what the hell is his name? I just had it right here.
Delgado.
Delgado, I'm sorry. Lindulfo Delgado on April 5th in Las Vegas. Elvis, ¿cómo estás? ¿Cómo ha sido? ¿Cómo ha estado la vida en estos días?
Bueno, todo bien, gracias a Dios, tú sabes, enfocado en los entrenamientos, enfocado en el campamento y concentrado y listo para esta pelea.
Ok. Tú has tenido una carrera que de afuera mirando adentro se ha visto cómo se ha comenzado, parado, comenzado otra vez. Mirando a los últimos 6 años, ¿qué, ¿qué piensas de la experiencia en el boxeo? ¿O qué son algunos pensamientos de la experiencia de boxeo en esos últimos 6 años?
Bueno, como tú sabes, el boxeo es un deporte bastante difícil, ¿tú me entiendes? Y como todo en la vida tiene altas y bajas, y creo, tú sabes que eso es lo que ha habido, muy altas y bajas, digo yo más alta que baja. Y tú sabes, pero todo, gracias a Dios, yo le veo el lado bueno a todo y nunca me he detenido, tú sabes, con mucha perseverancia y hasta el día de hoy estamos aquí todavía guerreando.
Ok. Y en el mayo del 2024, firmaste otra vez con Top Rank. ¿Cómo ha sido la experiencia, la segunda vez ahora con Top Rank?
No, no, bien, todo bien, gracias a Dios, porque me han mantenido activo, tú me entiendes, eso es lo que me gusta, estar activo y mira ahora este combate bien importante que nos ponen en las manos y gracias a Dios estamos listos.
Ok. Y la relación con Freddie Roach, me imagino a que durante todo este tiempo ha crecido. ¿Cómo es ahora en estos días con él comparado del comienzo cuando tú recién comenzaste con él?
No, tú sabes, creo que ahora nos llevamos mucho mejor porque ya tengo mucho tiempo con él, él me conoce bastante bien, a mí, todo el mundo en el gimnasio también me conoce bastante bien, ¿tú me entiendes? Me siento cómodo aquí en el White Boxing Club y gracias a Dios trabajamos muy bien aquí, me siento súper bien y súper cómodo aquí.
Ok. Y en el 5 de abril, el Palms Casino Resort en Las Vegas, tú vas a pelear contra Lindulfo Delgado. ¿Cómo es preparando para esa pelea y piensas que hay más presión para ganar esa pelea comparada a las otras?
Bueno, creo que bueno, la preparación ha estado bastante buena. Como dije en la entrevista anterior, he tomado esta pelea con mucha seriedad, mucho enfoque, mucha concentración, mucha disciplina, ¿tú me entiendes? Y creo que no tengo ningún tipo de presión porque mi único objetivo es ganar y a eso que vamos, si Dios lo permite, no hay presión. Solamente vamos a ganar y a demostrar el buen boxeo que tenemos y lo que hemos ido trabajando en el campamento.
Ok. ¿Y qué van a decir los fanáticos después de viendo la pelea tuya en el 5 de abril?
Bueno, los fanáticos a mí siempre me han apoyado, siempre han confiado en mí, tú sabes, yo lo único que tengo es que agradecerle a los fanáticos, porque siempre eh, recibo muchos mensajes, siempre de mis fanáticos apoyándome y eso, tú sabes, eso me motiva y me inspira también. Para los fanáticos yo lo que tengo que demostrar una buena actuación, hay una buena victoria, eso yo lo que tengo que regalarle a ellos.
Ok, y tú crees, y qué son los pensamientos que ellos van a tener después de viendo la pelea tuya? ¿Qué van a decir con los otros fanáticos después de viendo la pelea con Delgado?
No, ellos lo único que van a decir, coño, Elvis sigue aquí todavía. O sea, tenemos este problema aquí, este problema sigue, este problema está pendiente todavía.
Ok. Y si todo bien, ¿verdad? En esa noche, ¿piensas que una pelea para el título es próximo a esta altura de la carrera tuya?
Sí, sí, yo pienso que sí, porque yo pienso que he trabajado bastante duro, tú sabes, y creo que de ganar esta pelea ya se me abriría muchas puertas y creo que sería oportuno una oportunidad por el título mundial, porque creo que me la ganaría, ¿tú entiendes?
Ok. Y qué cosa todavía se te queda hacer para terminar el año como tú piensas que lo quieres terminar?
Bueno, exactamente eso mismo que te digo, ganar esta pelea de manera convincente y lucir súper bien. Y si Dios lo permite este mismo año, un tiro por el título mundial, ese es mi sueño.
Ok. Wow, well,
Esa
listen,
sería la mejor forma de terminar el año.
ajá. Oh, well, mira, que te voy a decir que buena suerte en la pelea. Y vamos a ver cómo sale para el 5 de abril y después hablamos otra vez en el futuro.
Amén, amén, sí, sí, no, estamos a la orden, muchas gracias.
Ok, gracias, buena suerte.
Gracias.
It's the boxing rush hour show.